Alright, it is Monday, August 13, 2018 at 11:54 a.m. Alright, let's look at some headlines from August 12th. Massive dust storm, wind and rain storm hit southern Nevada, causing a mass power outage. A massive dust, wind, and rainstorm rolled through southern Nevada in the evening of August 11th, 2018, knocking down trees and power poles, sparking fires, and triggering flash flood warnings. More than 60,000 customers were left without power. The National Weather Service sent out a smartphone alert for severe thunderstorm around 20 local time, shortly after the storm moved in with winds in excess of 96 kilometers an hour and gusts of 114 kilometers an hour or 71 miles an hour. Alright, the Las Vegas Fire Department reported downed power lines and power poles across the city and a few outside fires due to downed wires. Department spokesman Tim Seisminskin warned the public to avoid downed wires and take shelter indoors. This happened a couple of days ago, but it's good to review and stay aware of the Nevada area for the flooding and possibility of still down power lines that they're repairing. Alright, let's look at the interactive map of volcano. The yellow are volcanoes that are on unrest. The orange volcanoes are the ones that are in warning or minor activity, and the red volcanoes are the erupting volcanoes. As you see around the Ring of Fire, there's plenty of erupting volcanoes. Popocatépetl in central New Mexico still erupting. Fuego volcano still erupting. Let's zoom in there to the South American region. Yeah, Popocatépetl in Mexico. Fuego volcano. Yep. Also, Cerro Negro volcano still erupting, and the Galapagos Island Fernandina volcano still erupting, and Sierra Negra volcano still erupting, and also Sabancaya volcano in South America still erupting. Alright. There's some volcanoes in Africa and one in Europe. In Italy, the Stromboli volcano is still erupting. Alright, let's take a look at space. One small step toward printing replacement organs in space. When our reality catches up with sci-fi, there will be lots of reasons to have bioprinters in space. For example, an astronaut on a long-haul voyage to Mars might get a terrible burn while futzing around with chemicals, and it would be grateful for the ability to print a new patch of skin. Or looking even further into the future, a Martian colonist might suffer from liver failure, but be saved by doctors who could print out a replacement organ. Those scenarios are far off in terms of humanity's spaceflight capabilities, but in the state of 3D bioprinting, a rapidly advancing technique in which specialized 3D printers squeeze out biomaterials and cells to build up pieces of tissue layer by layer. Alright, so apparently there could be bioprinting machines for the future. I don't know how advanced we are yet, because you never know what the government is really capable of in its secret programs. Who knows, they could be already doing this and they're not releasing it yet to the public, but you never know with the technology, from outer space. But that's pretty cool that they could be printing replacement organs. Creepy, yes. Helpful, yes. Alright. Next, space. In photos, the 2018 California wildfires are seen from space. Let's take a little look at these close-up photos of the wildfires from space. Wow, look at that. That is a lot of smoke. Take a look at the next photos. That is a lot of smoke. Look at that. It almost looks like a regular cloud. There's large amounts of smoke. And these smoke would cover a large amount of area. And from some of the reports that I've been seeing, some of these clouds from the fires are so intense that they are equivalent to volcanic clouds. That's how hot some of these fires are. That the fires, it could be equivalent to a volcano. So, I always pay attention to volcanic temperatures, because you never know when you can get a volcanic winter from so many volcanoes erupting. It could affect our weather. This is a little bit creepy. This is what I'm looking right now, the USGS map for the United States. No earthquakes whatsoever in the United States, the continental US map. That is creepy to me because it could mean buildup of pressure, and eventually when the pressure does release, it could mean a large earthquake somewhere. It's too quiet for it to have no earthquakes whatsoever on the United States map. Alright, let's take a look at the Caribbean. 2.8 in Rincon, Puerto Rico. 2.9, 43 kilometers northeast of Isabela, Puerto Rico. And a 3.1 in Brenas, Puerto Rico. Alright, there's also a decrease in these earthquakes in the Caribbean. Usually there's 4 or 5 or more. It's so quiet that there's no earthquakes in the area right now. Alright, apparently they all migrated to Alaska or something. All the earthquakes just decided to leave and just jump to Alaska. Look how many earthquakes there are on the Alaska region area where there was that 6 earthquake, a 6.4 magnitude earthquake the other day. Look at all these earthquakes. There's a lot of pressure happening there if there's that many earthquakes. Alright, let's look at the rest of the earthquakes in Alaska. 2.9, Noatak, Alaska. A 2.5 in Manly Hot Springs, Alaska. A 2.9 in Tuk, Alaska. And a 2.5 in Valdez, Alaska. That's apart from all the cluster of earthquakes on the north of Alaska. And apparently there's another one that happened in the ocean north of Alaska, a 3.1. Yesterday there was all this cluster of earthquakes. Today there's more earthquakes, but there's an extra one in the water now. Alright, it's good to keep an eye on that. See if it keeps migrating north. Alright, let's take a look. It's quieter here in the Japan and Russian area. There's usually more of them. 4.5 in Severo, Russia. 4.3 in Navarro, Japan. 5.0 in Xiaojizi, China. 5.4 in Tobelo, Indonesia, with a tsunami warning icon, so please stay aware in the Tobelo, Indonesia area. Alright, a 4.5 in Nebe, Indonesia. A 4.5 in Santong, Indonesia. A 5.2 in Insengel, Vanuatu. A 5.0 in Onua, Tonga. Let me zoom out. Alright. And a 5.6 southeast of Easter Island. There is a 4.8, 51 kilometers northeast of Massawa, Eritrea, between Saudi Arabia and South America. I mean, not South America, Africa. And a 4.4 in Uyuni, Bolivia. Yeah, it's so much quieter. The United States hasn't gotten any earthquakes in the continental U.S. There's less earthquakes in the Japan and western side of the world right now. I guess it would be the eastern side of the world. We're the west. But there's less earthquakes, and there's always, in this area of Indonesia, there's always, not always, but the past week, there's always been tsunami warnings coming from that area. I haven't seen any tsunamis reported, but there are warnings, so please stay aware of that and keep an eye on Alaska, and of course keeping an eye on the earthquakes possible for the continental US, because there's none happening right now. That means that pressure is building up and possibility of a larger earthquake popping up could happen. Alright, so stay safe out there, guys. God bless.